So today I'm going to be talking about gardening for my end of the year project. I have always gardened with my dad, and it's something that our family has always done kind of together. My grandparents did it when they first moved here to the Americas, and it's just something our family has always done. So just some things that you'll probably need: a shovel or just a little tool to get into the soil. And I've already went ahead and put soil into all these pots here, and it depends on what you're growing. So all these, I picked some of these plants. These are just flowers. A couple of them on the packaging it says if it can go in a container or not. Others of them can't, like these two flowers can't go in a container, so these two will go there. And then I also got some radishes. You can actually put these in containers too, so I'll be doing that. And I also have some plant food. This is what you mix in with your water that you're going to feed the plant. And then this plant, the sweet Italian pepper, I'm actually going to plant in the ground. And when you are going to plant these things, like on the bags, they'll tell you how long it takes to harvest them, how deep you should put it in, and you don't really need to have like a measuring stick with you when you do that. It's just you can eyeball it. So I just usually do my finger and put my finger down in, and then I'll put the seeds in one by one. And I also have this. We just use a pole sometimes. It doesn't really matter. You can find these it doesn't really matter what. You can even use a stick if you wanted to. But what I'm going to do with this is when I go to plant this one in the ground, I'm actually going to put it in first, and then the stick I'll put in right after that, and tie it around with a couple strings, and that just helps support the plant. It's important for these young plants because you don't want them to like break, and any damage now will be pretty harmful compared to as when it's an adult, because most of the stuff can grow back, but it just has a weak stem right now. And since we're still in the early season of planting, there's still going to be some rough weather that could probably knock down these plants. And yeah, so we'll get to the actual planting of. So the first one I'm going to plant is called a zinnia. They're just these really colorful flowers, and I'm going to be planting them in this orange one. And as you can see, I already made 4 little holes with my finger, and that's where I'll put the seeds. And actually on these packages and stuff, it shows you how you should plant them and all that stuff, but it also shows you when you should be harvesting them and planting them depending on the region you live in the United States, which is nice. So for us, since we're in the green region, May to June is when you should begin to plant them, and that's perfect because it's May. And I'm just going to dump out 4 seeds. They usually give you a lot of them, so it's always good. And you're just going to want to put the seeds in their holes. And these ones are 1/2 inch, so keeping that in mind. And then after you're done putting them in their holes, you're just going to want to cover them back up with soil. And once again, just an eyeball. You don't have to be specific with how deep you put it, as long as you're just not suffocating it with soil or stuff like that. There's those. And then next I'll be doing the radishes. All the planting for those ones in the containers, and now I'm going to plant this last guy, and I'm probably going to want to pick an area that's not like that over there underneath those. That's why I put these right here, so they get plenty of sunlight, because all these plants are recommended for 6 or more hours of sunlight a day. So I'm gonna go over here and pick it right on this corner next to our grapes. I'm gonna put the stick aside and just find somewhere to dig in, like so. And it'll be a lot easier if I had a shovel, but I don't today. A rookie move. So I'm just gonna take the plant out. You wanna be gentle when you're doing this. And I'm just gonna stick it right in the hole I've dug. And then I'm gonna surround it with more mulch. So I can get it kind of put in there nice. And it doesn't move. And then finally, the plant's in. I'm gonna take this stick. I don't want to get too close to the plant's roots, but I do want to get close enough to where I can tie it with a string. And you don't want to, you just want to string the stem to the stick, not the actual leaves to it. That makes no sense. And ta-da. And your last step is going to be adding the plant food if you use it to your water. All the areas where you planted your plants.